Yeah. So next, after understanding mouse events, so a few example I posted based on the mouse events. I asked you to try one exercise. Have you done it? Any one of you done that? Any one of you done that exercise I given to you? Good. So able to achieve it successfully? Good. So then you post that into the classroom, right? Right. Post that into the classroom. Right. I will verify other people also who have done it. Huh? So you post that into the classroom so that I can check. Right. Yes. Yeah. Only few people have posted. Others, if you have done, send me it. Huh? Okay. Good. Right. So for achieving this and handling this example, you have to just use the mouse events, right? Working with the mouse events and dealing with the mouse events, right? So now, after understanding the mouse events, uh, we need to know about the key events. So JavaScript key events. Actually, key events. So we have the events like on key up, on key down, and we have on key press. These are the key events. Generally, what is key up, key down, key press? How to use them? And several interactions are handled. So when you are using key up, key down, and key press, already we saw one example where, if you remembered, so verifying the username and all. I given one example to you. One more time I will show you here. Actually, key up means immediately when key is released. Key down means when user hold down key. And key press means, here key press is little different. You need to know that. Suppose if I typed A, B, C, D like this. Now tell me how many keys pressed? How many keys pressed here? A, B, C, D. And how many keys pressed there? How many keys pressed? Actually, only 3 keys are pressed, not 4. That means A, B, C, D is not yet finished because cursor is still present inside it. So key press will fire up once you finish it. Finish means you need to come out of it, or you type something else. Now you have 4 keys pressed. The 5th key is not pressed yet. If you put some space, then it is pressed. It is pressed. So that is how we verify. So key press will fire up once you finish the key and you start another key. When you finish and start another key, then the key press will fire up. The key press option will work. The key press option will fire up and key up option will work. Right. So technically, so if we are working with the key events, so these are the options. So these are the features, right? How they are handled. Now, how to use these in various situations. One more important is usually key events require a lot of properties. Some important properties are used. Key event properties, usually we use key code like char code, like which, like alt key, like control key, CTRL key, so shift key. These are all the keys. Actually, key code, character code, which these are used to return key codes. That means every key have a code. Every key have a code. Like, so A is equal to 65 and up to Z is equal to 90. ASCII codes will be there. Char code, key code, both are same, but char code will return only for characters. Only for characters, only for printable. Printable means, suppose if I press caps lock, if I press space bar, they will not print anything character. Backspace, you will not get a code for them. Key code means it will get code for every key, even for backspace, control key, space bar, enter. For every key, there will be a key code. But char code is only for numbers, symbols, and characters. Which key is same as key code? So, but which key is for different keyboard layouts? Like suppose if you are using Mac, if you are using uh, Mac PCs and Apple keyboards, their layout is different. So keyboard layout is different and keys codes will be different. So in that case, so for any type of keyboard layout, which will work? So as a developer, you have to verify key code and which. Why? Because we don't know which keyboard they are using, which keyboard layout they are using. In that case, it should work everywhere. So we will write for all of them. But actually, key code is enough. But some keyboards cannot be recognized with key code. Then we use which key? Alt Control Shift key, they return true false. That means Alt key true, Control key true, Shift key true. Already I showed you in the last session. So click can be used with Control key. So they will return true false, whether Alt is used, Control is used, Shift is used. They will return true or false. Because sometimes when user is typing the keys, uh, if user is typing a capital letter, then it may have automatically caps lock. So that means without caps lock also he can type capital letter with shift key. Then we need to verify whether shift key used or not. Those are all done. I will show you a simple example. So keys demo.html. And here we are creating a simple example. So HTML head and title. So and key demo. And the link relation is equal to style sheet. And the href is equal to. And here we are configuring the node modules, right? Node modules, bootstrap, dist, CSS, bootstrap, CSS. And I will link relation is equal to style sheet and href as fonts. So fonts CSS all.css. That is for font awesome we are doing it. And in the body section, so class container fluid, and we have a heading. So suppose, or just I am creating a field set. So here login. So I defined the option as user details. So legend, and say user details. And here, so we will keep a data list and a data term. So some username, and here data definition, input type is equal to text. So class as the form control. Okay. So that is the text defined here, form control. Next. Another data term is, first we will do with the username, password. Data definition, input type is equal to password. So class is equal to form control. Okay. Now let's run this and see. Yeah, we have this. Now here in this design, what we want to do is when user is typing, so the user details, when user is typing that username, while typing the username, I need to verify that username is already taken or not. While typing itself, I need to verify. So, and if username is already taken, I need to show an alert. So then here, so we need an ID, txt name, that is for username. First, we will write for the txt username. Below that, we will put a div, and this ID is txt name error. Name error. So name error is the ID. So here we want to display the name related error message. Now I need to verify the username while typing. Then here I am using, while typing the username, then I am using on key up. And I will write a function verify user. Okay. We have to define that here. So that means we are writing a script. So function verify user. We need to get txt name. So is equal to document get element by ID txt name. That is the username value. And we need to get name error. Document get element by ID name error. So that is the div, right? Now here I am creating above this globally, I am creating users is a collection. It is a collection of objects which contain username. Username, suppose one is John. Another username, so that is some John 1, 2. Okay. And another username. We have some usernames here. So username and David. Okay. Another username. So, and say David underscore NIT like this. Now I need to verify whether the user txt name they entered is matching with any username or not. Then we will write a for loop for where user, so of users. Users is the collection. Now I have to verify every user. If user, that means it is referring to an object inside this. And that object contains a property called username. That means if user.username is matching with txt name, whatever you have entered. That means if username is matching with the txt name, then I will put a message name error dot inner html. We will display as so username taken. And here, so we will put a message try another username taken, try another. After that, we will put a break. That means we need to come out of that after displaying the message. So you can display this message in a red color. Then I will use font color red. Okay. And else what should happen is if username is not available, then name error dot inner HTML. We should display available, available. So we say available, available. So you simply say username available, and a dot font color. We will keep it to green like this. So this is how we need to configure. So suppose I given a break here. That means usually what happens is, so once displaying the message, so I'm not giving a break below because already we kept a break at username. Then see here, technically, so we are verifying every user and we are checking that is that username matching with the existing username. And if username is matching with existing username, it should display the message. Now you see here, this will happen when you are typing the username because for every character it should verify. Suppose I am typing D, it is saying available. I said David, then it says taken. Try another. Now I said David 1, it is available. And David, it is not available. Suppose I am writing like John, it says taken. John 1, it is available. John 1, 2, it is taken. So 1, 2, 3, it is available. That means it will display by verifying every character we need to verify. That is the reason we are using key up event, because even one character is different, that username can be provided to him. Yeah, right. Is it audible to everyone? Is it clear? Is there any disturbance? Is it clear to everyone? Right, yes, fine. Let's continue. Right, yes, right. Okay, fine. Now see here, technically, now this is verifying the username. And see, for every character it is verifying. Now observe what will happen now. I am using the event on key press. On key press. Now key press is not good for this. Why it is not good for this is, see here. When I use key press, I am typing here. So John, then it says available. Why it is saying available? Can you guess the point? Why it is saying available? Because it is already taken. Why it is saying available? It is already taken. Why it is saying available? What do you say? Because n character is not finished. Am I right now? That means it is verifying only JOH. N character is not verifying. Yes, good. So that means that character is not finished. Once I press space, after N, I will press space. Then it is finished. Understood? So that means, so only when I finish it. That is the reason. So key up is not good every time. So key press is not good every time. Sometimes we need to verify because this blank character is a problem. That is also considered when you are using passwords, usernames. Blank space also have a problem. We need to solve that. That's the reason it's not good to use this. on, it is not good to use this on key press. Better to use it on key up, key up. Generally key down, when I use key down here, so key down. Key down is good for using continuously down. Suppose I said J, John, so it says available. Why? Because key down indicates that you continuously hold down the key, hold down the key. That means it is also same like you hold down a key, it will be showing actually. But when you hold down the key, usually what happens, it will repeat. It will repeat. Key down also verifies after the current character only, key down also verifies. When you type another character after the current character, key down also verifies. So key down is also good. Then what we have to use, key up is good. So that means depending on situation. So key up is good. But key up have one problem. The problem of key up is generally if you are using key codes are not verified. Key codes are not verified on key up. On key up, key code is not verified. Key code is not accessed. So key code is not accessed on key up. So on key up, key code is not accessed. So if key code is not accessed on key up, then what will happen? Key code is not accessed on key up, then what will happen? So you cannot identify which key has been pressed. So key codes can be accessed only on key press. On key press only key code will come. That is the reason if you are dealing with key codes, then use key press. If you are not dealing with key codes, then use key up if you want to immediately verify. Here we are not using any key codes. Here just we are using on key up, verify. We are not using any key codes here. We don't want any key code. So that is the reason it's not required here. But if you are using key codes, you need it. For example, I will show here a working fine. Now this is working fine. David taken, so 1 2 David underscore NIT, it is taken like this. Now we need to verify password. So password, we need to verify password. Suppose David NIT 1 2, it's fine. Now one more important point is generally after you finish it, and if it is successful, means if it is available, then what you can do is we can hide it. Once they finish it, we can hide it. That I will tell you. For that we have other events. We will discuss that. So generally for that we have other events. We will see. Means once they finish it, then it should not show anymore. So it should remove that message. That I will show you when to handle. That is a different event actually. Now we will see password. Suppose in password, when user is typing some password, if accidentally capital letter is typed, I need to show him a warning saying that caps is on. Caps is on. So we need to show him a warning. That means below this password, I will put an ID for this txt pwd. And here I will add a div. In that we will have a span. And in that span, I am using a class and FA exclamation. So exclamation triangle. And here I am defining. So caps is on. Caps is on. This message I will give. Caps is on. So, and here I will put a class as text warning. Text warning, I will give the text. You can see now by default you can see caps is on, warning is there. with a warning message we are giving it. So caps is on. So now I want to hide it. Then how to hide this? We have to put a style display as none. So it will be hidden. So that means it is hidden. It is not there. I will give an ID. This is PWD error. This is password error. Okay. Now I need to verify whether a capital letter is typed inside that or not. Then you can do that on key press. On key press. On key up, character codes are not verified. On key press, character codes are verified. On key down also character code is verified. So, but key down is used only when you want to continuously type a single character. That's good actually. But individual characters, then use key press. And on key press means we are verifying the key code. And remember, key code will be verified immediately. It will not wait until the next key is pressed. If you are checking key code, if you are doing any another manipulation, it will wait until any another key is pressed. But key code is verified immediately. That means verify caps. Into this verify caps function, we are passing event. So event contains the properties of key press event. So through those properties, we can access key code and verify. So I will write a function here. We are writing a function, verify caps. And this function is collecting that event properties. And we will write a condition. First we will access txt password. We don't need to get the password also. We need just var. So pwd error is equal to document.getElement by id. So pwd error. So we are accessing it. Okay. Now we are writing a condition. If e dot key code is greater than, that means that key code they entered is greater than or equal to 65, and double ampersand e dot key code is less than or equal to 90. That means it is between 65 to 90. If the key code is 65 to 90, then so pwd error dot style dot display, it should be block display. It should display. If it is not, else what it should happen is pwd error dot style dot display should be set to none. That means we need to show that message or hide the message. If it is 65 to 90, that means they entered capital letter. Then immediately show that warning. And if the capital letter is removed and typed, then it will show. So norm, it will hide that message. So this is on key press we are verifying. On key press we are verifying. This is a general requirement. Regularly we need this actually. So now here I am typing username. So David12. Okay, password. I am typing some password. You see here in the password currently normal small letters. But accidentally I typed a capital letter. Immediately caps lock on, warning will come. Immediately the caps lock on, warning will come. I told you that key code will be verified immediately. It will not wait until you finish. Even you write on key press will verify the key codes immediately. But actions it will not do immediately. Actions it will do after the key is used. Key code it will verify immediately. That is good. So now when I remove this and type again normal, it is not there. Now accidentally if I typed capital letter, immediately it shows the caps lock is on. Caps lock is on. So that means I removed that. Then I entered normal. It is normal. So that means we are verifying whether the key is a capital letter or not. For that, we are using key codes, and we can send the information about the key by using this event. And through the event, we can access the key code, and we can verify whether the key code is between 65 to 90 and all. And we need to display that key codes here and configure the key code here. So that is what actually the point is, right? That is the concept is. So here, the key codes are verified only on key press. Remember that point, key press and key down. On key up, key code is not verified. That is the reason you cannot use this on key up. You have to verify on key press on. Verify on key. Some actions, if you are planning to perform, then use key up. Only key codes you are planning, then use key press. That is what you need. I showed only one example. Now, based on that, you can do a lot of things. Like, suppose I want to show, is it password is strong password? Is it weak password? Right? So we want to display strong password, weak password, poor password, the strength of the password. While user is typing the password, we need to display that. You can display in different ways. You can display in different ways. So while typing itself, you can verify and you can get that and use it. In several occasions, you will find these things regularly. Actually, regularly you will find these things. For example, suppose you are entering, suppose here I am entering another data term just for reference. And here I am typing as suppose credit card. So number, credit card number. And here data definition, I defined input type is equal to text. ID is txt card. And some placeholder I'm giving as some, so here, so your 16 digit card number. So some message I give in there. And class as form control. So form control, I am configuring that and defining. And you can see this. So this is having that card number to verify and configure that. So this is having the card to happen and define here. Now, generally, suppose I will give one more option here. I'm creating a div. And so in the div, so we are defining class as input group. And here I configured so a span. So here we defined a span. And here we are configuring so a div. Suppose I am configuring a div. And here I am giving as class as input group. We learned already input groups, input group append, and that is appended. And here we will put a span. So this span is having like input group text. So input group text. This is input group text. And here we are keeping an image img. ID is pic. Okay. So src is not there initially. So I just kept this. So width is some 40 and height also some 40 like this. Width and height I defined. Usually that is the option here. You have input group height. I think we will keep it to 30. Yeah? Fine. So 20 that fits into it. Okay. Now you see here, this is the card number. So that is the card number related. And right side, you have some image related option. Now, important is when user is typing the patterns, we need to verify the pattern. We need to check the pattern. Is it starting with that particular or not? We need to configure that. For example, see here, while typing inside this text box, inside the card text box, we will get some pictures in our images folder. Into that images folder, I will copy some images. So you see some images here. Yeah, suppose I have an image here, Visa and Master. These images are present. Visa and Master images are present. And this approach we already discussed. This is a PNG file. These are PNG files, Visa and Master PNG files. Now, while typing, I need to verify that. That means here we need to write. So on key up. So on key up. On key up. So verify card. Verify card. This function will execute. So here we have to call that function and define here function verify card. Verify card. And this verify card should verify. So where I need to get the pick document dot get element by ID. So pick, okay. That is the image where txt card is equal to document get element by ID txt card. So that is the text box dot, so text box dot value, right? Now here we are defining a simple, that is the value collected. I'm writing here if txt card means the card value dot, we have an option starts with starts with is a string function. Actually it is a string function. If it starts with a character string, that means if it is starting with 4, if it is starting with 4, that means if it starts with 4, then pick dot src is equal to dot slash images slash some visa.png. So, and here I am defining else. So here if it is starting with, so if it is starting with, that means else if I am txt card dot starts with. So if it is starting with 5, the character 5, if it is starting with 5, then pick dot src is equal to dot slash and dot slash images slash master dot png. So that is the basic thing. If it is not, we will put some other message. Else, what I can do is, so here pick dot src is equal to empty, and pick dot alt, pick have an alternative text. I will put as NA. NA means some not available. Something like this. That means invalid card or something like this. I define. Suppose say invalid, because that is lengthy message actually to show actually. Now important is this starts with is actually starts with ends with is actually a string function. So string function. We already learned about that string function in JavaScript, right? It's a string function. So starts with is a string function. So it will verify is it starting with that particular character or not, right? Now based on that, we are changing the image. Now see here, when anyone types the card number, 16-digit number starts with 4, then it shows Visa. Right side you can see. So that means it is a Visa. So it is a Visa. But if the card number starts with 5, you see, if it starts with 5, then it is master. That means is it starting with that particular number or not, it is verifying. We can verify 2 characters, 3 characters. You can write a pattern for that. If it is not starting with that, if it is starting with some 6, then it says invalid. Better we can keep that. That is the reason, because it's a very lengthy text to display, that because that is the place for image. We have to replace that image with normal text. So better I use, suppose say NA, that means say not available. That will be better. Suppose I typed something else, it says not available. So we can display some message, invalid card somewhere. So we can display the message. If it is 4, then it is Visa. If it is 5, then it is master. It will change. It will display. Of course, we can even verify. So is it 16 digits or not? So we learned about regular expressions. We can write the regular expression and we can verify the regular expression. I told you an example with regular expression, how to manage. These kind of interactions are managed using, technically, these kind of interactions are managed using key events. That means several things are managed on key events. While typing itself, I should verify. I should not wait until they finished it. I should immediately tell them. Because if you can immediately tell them, then they will not continue if it is wrong. That is good. After typing entire, and if you say that it is wrong, then that's waste of time. So this is the better approach. So we too have to handle this. And we can manage that by using key events, by using the key events. So technically, key events are used for handling various interactions. So many things. I just given some options like username, like password, so like credit card. Suppose password, you can even write like, if password strength you can show. Is it strong password? Is it weak password? You can display the characters and verify them. By using regular expressions, we learned regular expressions, we can verify. While typing itself, we can verify. That is regularly shown with the different types of images, symbols, and all strength related contents also we can show that. That means, for example, suppose below this password, already, so a div is present for error here. I just kept another div, just I want to show the password strength here. And inside that, you remembered we learned about meter. I'm using a meter control. I'm using a meter control. And in the meter control, I'm defining the ID as grade. And meter is having min is equal to 1. So max is equal to 100. So that is the meter control. Meter is having that option. Now I need to verify the password and I need to show that meter. Generally meter will display there. You see below that meter is there. Suppose width of meter we want to put to 100% width of meter. It will put width to 100%. Through style we will apply height width because meter don't have a width attribute. So what we will do now, so here we will write a style and we say meter width is 100%. Width is 100%. So it will fit onto it. And some height is some 20 pixel. So that will be huge, like meter will be that. Okay. Now important is we can even adjust the width and height of that meter through style actually. But our intention is to display the colors. So that means we need to configure the color. Suppose I am defining width as 50%. 50% of the width is defined there. Actually, this meter, so if I keep this, so with the class as input group. So input group, okay, input group. And here I will keep a span. So span, and that is having a class as input group append. We have to define input group append. Okay, we are configuring input group append. So we are defining that input group append. Now, usually what happens now is here we are defining. So a simple ID also here means I need to show a warning here. So then I will give an as ID as MSG. Okay, we have grade and MSG. So that means we need to keep that in a one line and display actually. And we will just put here, so input group append and input group text also. Suppose if I am displaying any message there, that will be displayed just beside it. It will be displayed beside it. So that is how we are configuring it, right? That is how we are defining it. So that is the span we are adding just beside it. That is the span added beside it. Okay, that is the option. Now important is now the height is also defined to 40 pixels. Suppose something like this, it will be fine. Okay, just roughly. Now the point is when you are typing this, so when you are typing this, I need to show the message also beside it. Now here for this password box, so already we are writing. So we are writing key press to verify capital letters. Here I am writing on key up, on key up, on key up. So here I will write verify strength or verify password. Password, that is the function. Now I need to verify the password. So let's write the code. So that means function verify password. So what this function have to do? It should collect the password they entered. Txt password document.getElement by ID txt password. It should collect the meter grade is equal to document.id grade. That is meter control actually. So this is password.value. And it should collect the message where MSG document get element by ID MSG. Message is also a span actually. And we have a regular expression. Regular expression is equal to, regular expression is written in double slash. Here we need to write the regular expression question mark equal dot star square brace a hyphen z, at least one uppercase letter in alphanumeric 4 to 15 characters. We already learned how to write regular expression. We need to verify is this regular expression is matching. So one more important point, grade is a meter control. Now inside the function, I am writing another function. So inside the function, we are configuring another function. And this function, so we'll have a show grade. Okay. It is expecting the values. Min, max, so value, and low and high. Because you know that meter will have low and high. And what should happen is grade dot min is equal to the min that you have passed. Grade dot max is equal to the max you have passed. Grade dot value will be the val you have passed. Grade dot low is equal to the low value you have passed. Grade dot high is equal to high value. I given the same names parameters. I will pass those values. That means the grade values depend on what you pass. Okay, now I will verify here. If txt password is matching with matching with regular expression. That means regular expression already I told you it is verified by using match function. If password is matching with regular expression, then I will put a message msg.innerhtml, say strong password. And not only that, now I will call this a show grade. Into the show grade, I will pass min is 1, max is 100, value is 100, low 0, high 0. that will give a green color. Else what should happen? If password, so txt password, if txt password, 1 second. Yes, right. So now another condition we are checking here. Another condition we are checking here. If username, that means txt password dot length, I'll say txt password dot length is less than is less than 4, because we asked minimum 4. Then we will put msg dot inner html, msg dot inner html. We will say poor password. And how we can set red color? We want to put red color into meter. You remembered in html I told you we can put red color for meter. Minimum is 1, maximum is 100, value also 100, low is 60, and high is 80. That means less gap between low and high. If there is more gap between low and high, that means if it is 40 and 80, more gap between low and high, then it is poor password. Else what should happen? If msg.innerhtml, it should say weak password. So weak password, and it should show grade 1 and 100 and 100, and we give here, so 60 and 80 less we are giving, but actually it should be opposite direction. Why? Because if it is less gap 60 and 80, then it should be poor. If it is more gap, that means it is weak 40 and 80, like this. Already we learned the point about meter controls, how they handle. Now see here what happens. Now we are typing the password here. So now it says poor password. So I'm just displaying that poor password message. So here I will not use any password error. So because I am using input group append and all, actually we will just keep the message just beside it. So without any options like that. Now when I type here, so then it says it is poor password. Up to 4 characters, it is poor password. Once you have 4 pass, you see it says weak password. It is the weak password. And color also changes. And once you enter an uppercase letter, still it is weak. When you enter an uppercase letter, then it is strong password. And I entered uppercase letter, it is showing warning that caps is on, you want to continue. It is just a warning. Yes, I want to continue. Even the caps is on, you can continue. Right? That means, so if you remove that capital letter, then it is weak password. If you go less than 4 characters, then it is poor password. So you are showing in a grade meter. You can show in a progress, you can show in a grade. We learned a lot of HTML elements. You can put anywhere. You can show block like, you see progress, I told you, if you remembered. Progress also can be shown. Progress will be shown in a blocks like how many blocks incrementing, decrementing you can define instead of using this. So these all are generally handled. So by using the key events, these are all handled by using the key events. So a lot of interactions are managed with the key events. So key up, keyed out, key press are the regularly used events. Sometimes we use key codes. Sometimes we just handle the interactions without any key codes, right? That is the basic approach of working with the key events. Now next, after understanding the key events, now we have some miscellaneous events. We have miscellaneous events. How to use those miscellaneous events like cut, copy, paste, right click, double click, blur, focus, submit, reset. So many miscellaneous events are present. How do we use those events? And if we know those events and functions, we can create a form with, we can design a form with complete, we can design a form with complete validations. We can design one form with validations and handle them just like online registration forms everywhere you see. So what are the various other types of events and how to deal with them? That in our next session tomorrow we'll see that. Okay. Tomorrow we will discuss about the other events available in JavaScript, and with that we will finish all the events and OOP concepts. Tomorrow we'll continue with this. Okay.